going live right now, guys. Retro Revolution. Oh boy, it's that time to do things in this place that people love to do. It's time to break it down. If I can find the damn bumper. Here it is. Break it down. Live. And whoever's typing with their keyboard got some typey ass fingers. Holy shit. Checking into the live room right now. Here we go, guys. Hanging out, it's the gang, the old Retro Revolution stream team. Mr. Mysterious, King Sleaze in the red beard, the Cajun, Retro, Death Row, Grizzly B13 hanging out in the Mist of Nowhere, and the Deuce. What's up, guys? And the chat.
What's up, man?
Amazing.
Yo, yo. How's it going, everybody?
What's up, y'all?
What up, what up?
It's me, Grizzly B13. Wahoo!
Just remember,
what is up, everybody?
If you want to stare at the ugly parts, you know, look at Grizzly's face. Alright. Very happy the chat works today. It's exciting. This is very good. Nevitz is in there. Skinny Sean as well. Say yo.
Yo.
Alright.
Hey, Skinny!
Alright, so we got a lot of subjects to talk about today. TC will be joining us, or T-Sleaze will be joining us very shortly. Let's get right into the meat and potatoes. I mean, the biggest thing, Deuce Boy, you got all that information, right? Or one of you guys has that info, I'm not sure. We got stars.
I think we all
early.
do.
Oh, okay. We got stars ready from Ethan, Woody. Thank you so much. All stars are
Ethan!
all stars
Ethan, thank you.
charity, which is really awesome. And I'll get a star video up very shortly. But Mike, start the goddamn show. Let's go, baby.
So get this, and we're gonna do some unpopular opinions later.
Yes.
But big news this week is that, just amazing, Xbox Live content is coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Wow.
Oh. I mean, crazy. We're talking like Xbox Live games, chat, cross-platform, live gaming, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm amped because there's lots of stuff on Xbox Live that I've wanted to be a part of, but because I'm a Nintendo guy, I have chosen to invest what little money I have in my Nintendo stuff. So it's one of those things where it's like, dude, this is awesome. I can get some of that Xbox Live content, download games, things like that, right on my Switch. So I'm amped. What do you guys think? Somebody say something.
I'm really stoked because I've got a Switch and I've got a PS4. So if we get Xbox Live on Switch, and I've got it all covered, man. I've got everything. I've got my toes dipping in all the pools there. Got to testing it all out. So yeah, I'm stoked about it.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea.
I have a question about it. I want to know, is it going to be like the Xbox where you have the gold, the silver, and like, is it going to be the different option packages like that, or?
You mean like the tiers, more or less? Like when it
right.
Tier,
Are they going to do it that way, or is it just one flat,
I'm not 100% sure, and I'm pretty sure you'll have to double dip. From what it sounds like, you'll have to have the Nintendo Online service and the Xbox Online. Mm-hmm. So that it may be a little bit expensive to do it that way, but it's cheaper than buying yourself an Xbox.
Well, let's see. Well, just
It's
real quickly,
for it.
just checking real quick in the chat room. Roberto Asino from Game AKO. What's up, guys? Checking out.
What's up?
Over from the Philippines, hanging out with us. Robert Bertilson saying the Switch needs some new AAA titles, honestly. Don't be a Deuce, all right? Robert saying he's covered, okay. And Frank Ironreich saying getting to see Daft tonight at the Funny Bone. So that's cool. Who's Daft? I don't know. It's all good. My personal opinion, honestly, with that, I never was an Xbox fan to begin with. Never liked the Halo series. Fable was stupid. I wasn't into anything from there. So to me, it's not a loss or a gain if Nintendo combines with
Same.
it. I mean, in all honesty, though, the only advantage about the whole thing is the fact that now you can crossbreed into like games like Fortnite, into games like any of these like battle royale games that are really popular right now. The Pokemon universe now becomes exclusively part of the Xbox world, and all this other bullshit that goes on. Me personally, I don't give a fuck. That's how I feel. But, for people that are interested in something like this is a huge open world now. Microsoft, Nintendo. If Sony just got on board, forget it. Who knows? It'll be one giant conglomerate, and it'll be you'll really find out who the best of the best is in the world of video games. I'll tell you that. That's for sure.
Yeah. That I totally agree with. I'm looking forward to the games. You're going to basically get 2 entire systems worth of games on one, on one system.
Yeah.
I think that's a phenomenal idea. I think PlayStation's going to have to do something to up the ante, or they're going to get kicked in the taint. So
They did. They're PlayStation.
See, this is the thing that I'm really there's a couple things about this that I'm excited about. One of them being that I'm hoping that we're going to see this break down more walls of all of this console exclusivity crap, because the only people that suffer from that are the gamers. Because the truth is, like, how many people do you know that have enough money to go out and buy like all the different consoles, because there's always going to be something that you can't get on another system, right?
Yeah.
And the people that lose out is us. They don't care. They got their exclusivity. They're like, oh, we're going to buy the Xbox for this. We're going to get the PS4 for this. And this has been one of the biggest draws for Nintendo for a long time, is that between Xbox and PlayStation, you can get the majority of AAA titles, but you're only going to get Mario and you're only going to get Zelda from Nintendo.
First title.
And that's what sells Nintendo systems, is those first-party titles. So if we can see this breaking down some of the walls of all that console exclusivity, I'd be really happy about that. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean,
imagine playing Gears of War on the Switch. That would be awesome.
Well, RetroVet Gaming says as well, PlayStation won't give up their exclusive titles. So, it is right. Pretty much, they're going to, I bet you it's really going to be all the third parties that have, put games on each one. Resident Evil now is going to the Switch, and, it was already on the PlayStation. So, I'm pretty sure it's just really going to come, it's really going to surface around the third parties versus those first party titles. So, I'm pretty sure you're not going to see Halo on the Switch, or you're going to see Crash Bandicoot on Xbox One, which, I mean, obviously they're not connecting it, but I'm just saying that whole conglomerate, whatnot.
Do you think it'll lead to more games being cross-platform now, online?
Yes, I believe. Well,
that's always going to be a good thing if they do that.
Well, again, all the battle royale games that are out there right now, the Fortnites, the what's that other one that just came out?
Street Fighter 5 was one of the first.
Was it Anthem or Apex, whatever it is? Thanks for
Apex
the share,
Legends.
guys. Apex Legends, Anthem. They're players that you see all these major super events where it's the best in the world. Team I don't know. I'll just use Aiko. Team Aiko's team from the Philippines is going to fight Team Revolution, but the Revolution team plays the Switch version, and Aiko plays the Xbox version.
Right.
2 different worlds, 2 different styles. So I think having these combined together, you're going to find out who really is the best. And I'm sorry, Aiko, but we're Retro Revolution, baby. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I liked it with Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 5 was one of them that was cross-platformed, and you didn't know who you were playing, PC, Xbox, and I liked it because I found it was a better online challenge for that game compared to just playing the same people over, It made me a better player at the game.
Well, and you look at the controllers, and they're essentially all the same now. You look at the Switch Pro controller, the Xbox One controller, they are literally the exact same controller. With the exception of a little bit of aesthetics. All the buttons are even in the same place, all that kind of wonderful stuff. And they followed that original PlayStation model. So it's getting to one of those things where, controls are not going to be a factor in the games. Because it used to be, you have the Genesis in Street Fighter 2 versus my Super Nintendo, so I have to use the triggers versus being able to roll my thumbs to the third set of buttons. Not an issue in in the modern gaming scene.
What do you think, Ron? What about it? What do you think about it?
I'm digging it. It's I don't know. I'm digging the whole cross-platform gaming, the whole Xbox bringing it to the Switch, because who wants to spend another $400 on another system if they already got a Switch? You know what I mean? If they want the games, that's the thing. It's all about saving a little bit of dough.
Very true. Very, very true.
Well, and Xbox not having any sort of portable options. I mean, well, neither does PlayStation, obviously, but they could go and they could make their own portable console, or they could get on board with an existing model that's obviously already selling really well. And it just makes sense. And I forget what it's called because I'm not an Xbox guy myself personally, but they've got that where you can log in on different computers or different Xboxes and all of your stuff is right there. It makes sense to integrate that with a mobile device. And I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here too much, so we can come back to this if we need to. But and I think RGT even talked about this, RGT 85, Sean Long, on a previous episode of the breakdown, that there's talk of a new Switch coming out this year, like a newer version of the Switch.
Oh, really?
Well,
Wow.
think about it, guys. I mean, if we're already talking about the possibility of Xbox Live being on Switch, wouldn't it kind of make sense if they made like a beefed up model to be able to handle some of these heavier games?
Yeah, very true. Very true.
And
How many years has the Switch been out? Like 4 or 5?
It's been at least 3.
At least
Yeah,
3 years.
3.
3 at least, yeah.
Okay.
And, you know, my thing is like, if you're looking at the technology trends, it's 2 years. 2 years new system, 2 years new system, 2 years new system. Computers, Xbox, everything. You know, you had the PlayStation 4, then you had PS4 Pro. You had Xbox One, you had Xbox One S, or whatever the newer model is. And they don't really change the platform or the software. What they're doing is they're making the hardware faster to give you a better experience. And I think that's probably what they'll end up doing with the Switch.
Yeah.
All right. Well, real quickly, I want to check the chat room. Vincent Cia says Steve is a beautiful man, just to let you know.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Sonia Warwick says, yo, Deuce, Grizz, and the Cajun are dilfs. You know what those are. Mysterious and T-Sleeves are hot young studs. Thank you. I'm 40. Appreciate it. Another one what's funny is, let me see, where is he? Retro Event Gamer says, Grizzly's screen is staring into my soul. And Nevins is having a stand out with the Grizz.
For that. I cannot take
People are putting money on Grizz and winning that staring contest real quick.
So this is a really good comment from Ronan. Let's be honest. Nintendo Network is weak. Live, Xbox Live brings more diversity to the consumer, in my opinion. Bingo.
He's talking about a good topic there because, okay, Nintendo, obviously they're going to get their cut from this, and so is Microsoft. Microsoft's got the servers to back this, period, and they're going to have the maintenance to do it. Nintendo's always going to sell, obviously, their hardware. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a win-win, and I'm happy for the Switch owners. I'm one of those rare 1% elitists that have all the consoles, so this doesn't really generally affect me on that level. But for people that have only one console, I think this is great. What I'd like to see this moving toward, which they try to do this console and then get it right, is I'd like to see everything moving to, which you're going to have a lot of strong backbone and internet to do this, and it cuts up the portability. But I would like to see where everything's just basically moved to the cloud, and your box is essentially like a cable box, and it's like a Netflix-like service where every platform plays on every platform. It doesn't matter, PC, Xbox, whatever. I understand you're probably going to have your exclusives that's going to sell your hardware, but let's see where this goes.
Well, I think Grizz,
This is awesome ventriloquist.
it's going to be third-party titles that are going to be doing that. You're not going to have those first-party exclusives. All third parties.
Right.
That'll be going towards that route. So,
You know, and I actually, the one thing I will disagree with Grizz on about that is that, you know, I don't want to see cloud-based games. I want to own a game, whether it's downloaded or physical copy. You know, I think and it would nice to have the cloud-based play. However, owning a physical copy is always going to be king. And like I said in a previous breakdown, I don't mind paying a little bit extra for a physical copy, but I don't want to. It's one of those things where it's never gonna go away. I don't think. I would like I said, I would love to see that happen where you have all the cloud play, but with a physical game, because you know then you're taking ownership away. Then you get into crazy stuff like World of Warcraft where you don't own the account. Blizzard owns everything, and you can't sell the account for somebody wants to buy
where
your
I was
account.
going with that was trying to bring the cost of gaming down for more people to play, and using like servers to not really have the game per se, but to push the graphical envelope for people. That's what I was really more tearing toward is, hey, I can't afford a $300 console. We're going to bring the price down, let the servers do most of the heavy lifting, but you still can own your physical game. I understand you're still taking part of that away, but I don't know. We'll see where things go.
Well, the PS5 is supposed to not have any cartridges. That's supposed to be strictly digital completely. They're saying no disk drives, no nothing.
That's crazy, but
that's what's rumored anyway.
Let's hope that's not the case. I mean, it is always fun. See, even though owning a game is by download and whatnot is exciting, it's the collectability of having that item.
Yeah.
That's what makes it exciting. I mean, people. I remember in the '90s when you waited for a game. Sometimes you waited outside of GameStop at midnight to have that fucking release, and you go, "Oh shit, I can't believe it! I don't have a game on me. I wish I did. Oh, here we go. I can't believe I got that copy of Iron Sword. Fucking exciting. And then you find out it's like the worst fucking game you've ever played.
I'm just imagining you staring at that Iron Sword label on that game before we go live, like pumping yourself up. Oh, Fabio, bless me tonight. Give me your strength.
But again, it comes to the point of the excitement of doing that, chatting with other people, just being a part of something. I mean, remember the release of that, when the Switch was released, I mean, you had that kid. What was that kid's name? The one that was first in line. Captain Nintendo,
yeah.
the pot smoker. What is his name?
Yeah,
Captain
the pot smoker,
Nintendo.
right? Yeah.
He's a fucking
Alex.
I mean, good guy though, but he's standing on line 31 days before the Switch even is released. But that was exciting because it was like a physical, like that. The same concept of gaming. You want to wait to get that game.
Absolutely. It's more impressive to me to look on my game rack and see all my physical games versus, oh, look at this large Steam library. Okay.
Yeah.
It is what
That's
it is.
why.
I do have another subject that really was brought up by Retro.
I got the green screen. I don't have none of that stuff. I have no physical copies at all, dude.
Well,
none.
You can put something on the back of that green screen, say you have like the background of like the Nintendo, museum or something,
I got 10 of these guys back there,
So Retro Replay did bring something up. What do you guys think about this when people blame video games on children's violence and them acting stupid?
Okay, so we grew up with like Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. When video game violence started, like when it was brought to it, everybody's eyes, like, hey, this game's real violent. It's got blood, blah, blah, blah. Not everybody turned into a fucking serial killer,
My question is for everybody that thinks that way, where are the parents? The parents need to, and this has always been my stance, even with my own kids, is yes, there is a time to shelter your kids for that. And that time is until they understand the difference between fantasy and reality.
Yeah.
Killing someone by ripping their spine out on a video game might be fun and exciting. But in real life, there's consequences to that. And until they understand that life is not a fighting game, right. Then yes, protect your kids from that. Limit their exposure to that, to the way that you think is, or to the extent that you think is best, and then just, at some time they're going to be exposed to it no matter what, and then you have to educate them before they're exposed to that and say, look, this is a fantasy world. This is a story.
Yep.
You're watching a visual story. This is not what happens in real life.
Yeah, and I don't do a bunch of pills because I watch Pac-Man eat a bunch of them either.
Yeah, seriously. I mean,
I was born in '81. I had Red Hot Chili Peppers CD, Blood Sugar Sex Magic. That came out in like '91. Do the math. I had the explicit version. I knew not to say what I heard on my CD. I had Mortal Kombat. I had Grand Theft Auto. I had Resident Evil. Did I go shoot anyone or try to rip someone's head off? No. Why? I hate to say it, maybe controversial, but because I know I'd get my ass kicked when I got home. And I hate to say it, that partially is a little bit of the issue. But Yeah, I would never blame video games for anything I did, other than maybe not doing homework because I wanted to beat the game. You know, that was it.
Yeah, the thing the video games can't teach you is human empathy. I mean, you have to understand that there's the fantasy of a game like that is not going to destroy that human empathy and that's within you if it's there. Now, that's where I think it comes back to what the Deuce said earlier, is that it comes down to parenting. I mean, I've got 3 kids myself, and I know how it is to have to, and I tell them every time I jump down their throats, I'm like, guys, I only get one chance to raise you the right way, and I'm not going to screw this up. And so I don't let them off easy. And there's a lot of people out there that sadly didn't have that kind of an upbringing, which is why I want to focus real hard on it myself. So, no, man, yeah, I'm with all you guys. You know, I played a lot of violent video games when I was a kid. I still play them now even, but never once does it ever make me want to go out and kill anyone, which in the chat here, my brother Adam confessing, I've never ripped anyone's spine out. To which I would say, grow a pair. Come on. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's seriously, yeah, that topic has been beaten to death, and I just think it's ridiculous every time it comes up. So
even Tannis
no more than I've thrown a goat on a trampoline. I mean, come on, seriously.
even Tannis is saying I found violence in video games being a factor. It's a joke. I mean, you know, what is it? Even more so after the latest health studies proved that it didn't cause child violence. Honestly, a lot of these parents are really just scared. You know, the world is changing. We get it. I mean, you recently heard about the YouTube video with YouTube Kids that the guy, they had hidden messages about teaching kids how to fucking slice their wrists and stuff. That was pretty crazy. My wife was like, no, take off the YouTube Kids. It's over. I don't want that shit on there anymore. And I'm like, babe, all right, look, you know, the video that they're showing, my kids don't play Splatoon, so you know, don't worry about it. We'll keep an eye out. They're watching Ryan's World and JoJo Siwa. They're not watching kids, you know. I'm gonna slice my yeah. They're watching the silly shit, you know. So to me personally, I mean, it is what it is. But on a safer note, just to switch subjects to a more children and family friendly situation, the biggest thing in Nintendo Direct today that came out was the conversation about another fucking Pokemon game that is, what is it, number 300, 400 Pokemon Shield and Pokemon Sword are officially coming to the Nintendo Switch. I'll give you my opinion very soon because you know it's not going to be a friendly one. But you guys can take the floor first.
I can't wait. I'm going to buy it tonight.
If you were a stockholder, you'd be happy.
I am a stockholder. Oh, I own Nintendo stock, and that fucker shot up for about a good 10 minutes, and people were like, it's just Pokemon. Went right back down. So, yeah. Go ahead, guys. What do you guys think about this? It's 3 new characters. I know one's a monkey, one's a rabbit, whatever the third one. I mean, come on.
Bunny?
Yeah, there was a bunny, a rabbit, and I forget the third character, but whatever they are, you know.
Commander?
Yeah, and one is called Grizzly, I think. I have no fucking clue.
Oh, damn. Is it a ghost?
I want my endorsement check now.
See if I can pull it up on the screen in the meantime. But, guys, what do you guys think about this whole Pokemon Direct stuff that went on today?
I mean, I think it's cool for the fans of Pokemon, you know, something to bring to the Switch. I haven't really messed with Pokemon since, like, the Game Boy games, like Red, Yellow, and Blue version, but, yeah. I think it's cool that the Switch people get a Pokemon game to play that's not, like, the Pokemon Go or whatever, or Pokemon Go Pikachu or whatever they have out. I heard that's weird. It's just a new game for them to play, you know?
As long as it doesn't lead people to jumping into the lion exhibit at the zoo, I'm okay. Yeah, Toledo makes national news far more than it should.
While I have not seen the direct video because I'm kind of out of the loop for a millisecond there because I'll watch it later tonight.
All right.
I think everybody should be pretty happy with it because while the Go was fun and just an easier version, everybody has been complaining for years that we want a high definition version, you know, a home console version of Pokemon. And since the Switch is a hybrid, people are finally going to get what they want. You know, I really hope so because, you know, the purpose, you got your home, you got your Go, but it's the full version of it where everybody's been wanting, like, yeah, we want a full blown version, not the watered down stuff. So I think people should be pretty happy about this.
I guess so.
Pokemon fans are very excited. Me personally, I could care less about it. But this is the thing, is I watched the Direct with my son. As soon as he hopped in the car, we're driving home, and he's like, Dad, can we watch the Direct? I'm like, yeah. So I put it on my phone. He's watching it while I'm driving down the road and stuff like that. And just seeing the excitement on his face, like he was 200% dialed into that. And like I said, for me, it was funny because, I mean, I grew up in the country, and when you grow up in a really rural area, you get everything later than everybody else.
Sure.
Well, Pokemon didn't make its way there until, like, when it showed up. I kind of felt I think I'm too old for this. I never got into it, which kind of bums me out because now I feel like I missed out on a whole awesome fandom I could have been a part of. But, like, for him, seeing him dialed into that was pretty awesome for me as an adult gamer because I think of the franchises that I was like that about when I was a kid, except we didn't have Nintendo Directs back then.
It's for two people. It's for the hardcore fans. And it's for the new generations, you know, like, you know, some of us old timers like, oh, they're remaking that movie, they're remaking that game. It's either going to be for the hardcore fans or for the new generations that are growing up going, hey, this is the one I grew up on. This is what my memories are going to be about.
Nah, very true, very true. I mean, to me, I put the three new characters on the screen: Grookey, Score Bunny, and Sobble, and it's like, how many fucking Pokemon do I gotta catch to fucking catch them all? I mean, you ever played the game?
Trix Bunny. I want the Trix Bunny.
I mean, the game says gotta catch them all. Okay, so I caught the first 150 in Pokemon 1. Then you find out there's another fucking 100. I'm like, all right, let me go catch those. I got 250. I'm like, where the fuck am I gonna store these fucking Pokemon? Now they're making Swords and Shields. Grookey and Score Bunny and Sobble. This is silly. I mean, listen, for you guys that are Pokemon fans, stick to your Pokemon world and talk to your Pokemon buddies and all that stuff. To me, it ain't my fucking type
hipster.
of game.
He hates everything. He's a hipster.
I'm not playing garbage.
I have a question. Who's all planning on going to see the movie, though?
Oh, no.
The movie looks pretty good.
That looks like
I'm going to see the movie.
I'm going to see the movie, too, because the movie looks entertaining. I gotta admit.
More garbage. Forget it.
I'm with TC on both the movie and the games. If you see his thing, Pokemon, which was a major contributor to virginity in the early 2000s.
Talk about this movie, how garbage it was. Detective Pikachu looks rad, okay? I would have loved that.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm not gonna lie, I gotta go see it. I gotta see that movie.
So real quickly, like Eddie Jr. Rodriguez just threw in there, these games sell millions and millions, legit ones of Nintendo's best-selling games, basically. I mean, it's gonna sell. I mean, you can't deny that. Somebody else in the chat, I think it was RetroVet, said, where did he write? Something about Nintendo's a genius for making Pokemon. The same game, just slap on some lipstick and a skirt and call it brand new. I mean,
same could be said about Mario and Zelda.
Yeah,
hey, leave Zelda alone.
Any first title out there does that. I mean, it is what it is. People, if you like Pokemon, you play the Pokemon. Me, my $50, $60 is going to be saved on to something else. No, I'm not going to say what I was about to say. I was really going to get raunchy, but I'll be nice. I'll save it for, I'll save it for my virgin ears. I'm going to the family-friendly rub and tug, to get that fucking shit done. Jesus Christ.
Oh, you're going to go for the Patriots Deluxe, okay?
Woody said Pogs needs a comeback.
Oh, man.
Now that's fucking exciting, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I love Pogs.
I Shiva mofo for a Pog back in the day. It's like, get out in the yard, get those Pogs going. Man, they had Pog rules they set up back in the day.
I'll eat the corn out of my shit for a Pog, all right? You know what
whoa.
Wow.
Run, Doge, run.
Oh. Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, let's cut to another real quick thing that was fun that happened today as well. Johnny Cage, if you're a big Mortal Kombat 11 fan, the trailer was released, and honestly, if you haven't, have you guys seen that trailer yet?
The fatality was
All
awesome.
right, I'm gonna put it up here. Give me a minute while I set it up.
Oh, nice.
The trailer was fucking awesome.
I saw a comment in an earlier stream today that said Johnny Cage is like going to Cold Stone and ordering vanilla ice cream. That's not me. That was somebody else, but I totally agree with that. I mean, if I'm going to play Mortal Kombat, I'm going to play Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Blade. I mean, you're going to play one of the feature characters. Johnny Blade is like playing Ryu in Street Fighter.
Yeah, but Johnny Cage was actually he's fun. I can't deny that. He was a fun character to be a part of in the game and whatnot. Let me see if I can jump over to another screen real quick.
Sonya's the character, man.
Sonya Blade. Ronda Rousey, I believe. Yeah, that's right. She does.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, she's Sonya Blade. Yep.
She's Sonya Blade in that one.
Retro Death Row has an O.J. Simpson pog, is what I hear.
Oh,
yeah, I've got a slammer that I bought back in the day. Where this is in the heat of the O.J. Simpson trial. It's got a picture of his face, and then he's behind bars. And it says OJ in the slammer on the front. And then if you flip it over, it has an orange with the number 32 on it. And it says, "Where's the juice?"
All right,
I still got it.
All right, so the trailer's live right now. If you guys don't see it on the screen, put the volume up real quickly.
Awesome.
But this was a real, I thought it was awesome. Man, I get the volume, the desktop audio that loud. I don't know who that character is, but what's cool, he's like got gray hair if you notice that as well.
Huh. They finally let him age?
Yeah, they let it. Well, I mean, a lot of the characters actually age.
That's Cabal.
Yeah, that's Cabal.
That's Cabal. Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with who the character was.
Man, those swords that he's using are so difficult to use.
Oh, yeah.
That's Baraka. I recognize him. But, yeah, he has. Well, this was cool here when he did the, not that part. You'll see it in a second. But, he does the stunt double comes out and holds the other character and kicks him in the fucking nuts. You'll see in a second. Watch. That was fucking
Punches
great.
him right in the dick.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, nice.
So this is the live trailer. What they not live, but this is the trailer they showed earlier today.
The reveal trailer, yeah.
The reveal trailer, correct.
They say make it bigger.
I like it. Me personally, I'd use Johnny Cage. I always liked him in the other games. He wasn't such a bad character at all. And the fatality. And the fatality is freaking awesome too. It's coming up right now. You guys didn't see it in a second. I get the special privilege of the meeting to watch it. So.
Retro Vet says Johnny Cage looks like a poor man's Hawkeye.
All right, dude. So if you can do me a favor here, Mr. Mysterious, if you can go ahead and drop me on Skype and repop me in, I'm actually at desktop now.
All right, cool, man. I'll take care of that one second.
So, yeah, I actually like Johnny Cage. He was one of the easier characters to play and really get good at, I thought, in Mortal Kombat.
Nice.
At least
Nice.
That finisher.
You saw the finisher, right? Yeah, so that was the reveal for that one. That was pretty cool, though.
He's got the toy action figure.
Yeah, that was freaking awesome, though, when he did that.
Yeah, that is cool.
Where's Grizz? Did he pop up yet? There he
There.
goes.
All right, there we go.
What's up, Grizz?
Adjust your screen, but go ahead.
He's got his own action figure. Nice.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, I am not a huge player of Mortal Kombat, but when I do play, I enjoy it. So it's one of those things where most of the reason I haven't played it within the last 5 years or so, other than maybe at an arcade or something, is because I have kids and they're young kids and they don't need to see me ripping people's spines out on the game. I think that
You're one of those parents. We knew it already.
It's all good. Once they're old enough, it's like I'm sure they're gonna enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I mean the game is a fun game. When it first came out, I remember putting my fucking quarter on the screen, being next to the line, watching the other kid play like that. So it's a fun game. It's a good series. I don't think it's terrible. It's for once I don't think something that's terrible. It's decent, and I'm looking forward to it. I'll definitely probably if the game has a physical release, it's going to have a physical release. I'll purchase it. I think it's going to be a decent game, honestly. But let me see. Check in the chat room. Mikel Arrow Zaman says he's not a huge fan on Cage's new look, though. He's older, obviously. That's the big reason why.
Yeah.
And let's see. Dragon Worldwide by Retro Revolution. That's the Glitter Queen. And TC Abracadabra. Okay.
Abracadabra.
Don't lock your guns up, says Ronan Rose.
Yes, I agree with that. So, yeah, that's the Mortal Kombat. I think it's a cool game. I mean, that's my personal opinion. Steve, actually, what else do we have to talk about? We had a couple of things we wanted to really bring up. I know we have the unpopular opinions coming out very soon. We'll get to those. Each one of us has an unpopular opinion. That's right, Cajun. Get ready. And we'll have a lot of fun with that as well. So, Ron, what do you got to bring to the table, Ron? Put you on the spot.
Well, what I was going to bring was the Mortal Kombat. But,
go ahead.
I don't know. As far as, like, this year, I think this year so far altogether, I think a lot of good releases are coming out pretty early on in the year.
Yes.
I'm pretty excited to see what else is coming this year, you know, as far as, like, Christmas time, what's going to be released and stuff.
Yeah, only 9 months away. Great. Okay. So, is there anything that's coming up recently, Ron, that you know of that looks really interesting?
Well, I play, like, what I play, because I do it for the DLC on Zombies, I play a lot of Call of Duty, but, what I've been, wanting to play is, they got, what's it called? I want to play, oh, man, I forget what it's called. We'll skip that.
All right, no worries.
I've got one.
What do you got?
There's one pretty decent sleeper hit that's coming out tomorrow. Is Deltarune.
Yes, Deltarune.
It's the next game from the Undertale, from the makers of Undertale.
Yep.
Now, I know gamers in general and retro gamers sometimes even more just love to hate on Undertale. But it's kind of, again, like that whole Pokemon thing, though, is that was the first RPG that I really saw my kids just, like, not just enjoy, but, like, they were sucked into it. And the thing is, when you finish the game, like, and there's like a billion different endings to this game, but if you finish the game with, like, a positive outcome, it says, like, you've righted all the wrongs and you've blah, blah, blah. And then it says you can restart the game whenever you want. But if you do, it undoes all the stuff that you did to basically save all these people. And my kids could not go back and do that because they had gotten so attached to the characters. They're like, if I go back and play it again, I'm undoing all that stuff. So anyways, Deltarune comes out tomorrow. And this is a big one that kind of leads into a topic I was going to bring up in a minute, is Toe Jam and Earl back in the groove.
Toe Jam and Earl, yes.
Coming out on Friday.
Yes, Steve, that game's going to suck, bro. That's all I got to say to you.
Oh, the Nut Draggers here are great.
T-Sleeves!
Hey, kids are in bed now.
Where's that T-Sleeves?
Play.
Where's that T-Sleeves? Where's that motherfucker? Where are you, buddy?
T-Sleazy.
T-Sleeves is in the house, guys. T-Sleeves. Once he gets on camera, I'll get him over there. Where are you? Let me see.
It's like frickin' Wilson, half a face.
There we go.
Me personally,
There he goes.
Me personally, I'm looking forward to Dragon Quest XI coming out for the Switch in the U.S. But I mean, that's not like a huge deal as far as the streaming community goes, because, you know, let's face it, not a lot of people show up to watch RPGs being grinded, you know, over and over and over and over. But I personally really enjoy the Dragon Quest series, and I think that'll be a good addition to it. Tanthalis says, I want to see what Konami does for the Suikoden series.
Oh, yes.
Which I think is cool.
Yes. Excellent series. Suikoden is phenomenal for an RPG. All right. That's that Final Fantasy.
Holy crap.
Jason William with 1,000 stars.
Yes,
Holy man.
Dang, bro.
Real quickly, let's throw it up there. We got a video for you.
Star 'em.
Here we go. Happy New Year! I love that video. I found the new Modelo video just to let you guys know. Okay?
Oh, sweet.
But that's upcoming future.
The game I'm stoked about Link's Awakening Switch. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That game came out when I was 13. That's hitting me right in the nostalgia feels. I'm going to feel great about that. I don't care if they take some weird liberties with it. As long as they keep somewhat true to the most format there, I'm super stoked about that game.
What do you think about the art style? Because that's what everyone's open arms about is the art
Did I
style.
hear that right?
What'd you say there, T?
The Resident Evil's going to come out on the Switch?
Yes.
Did that get announced as well?
Yes, that's been announced
Yeah.
already. Yes.
That should be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't Resident Evil ever on any Nintendo? Actually, it was. On
Yes,
one of the
Wii.
games.
I just
Yeah,
think
Wii.
the control
On the Wii.
setup, I think you can really do some cool stuff with, the Switch controls compared to a PlayStation 4 control,
True, very, very true.
Plus it all. So, Grizz, man, what do you think of Kingdom Hearts 3, dude? Huh? You blow your load yet?
I need to play it a little bit more. I haven't done it enough because I've been busy
it's
with
terrible.
family and that all. Yeah, I know. Just take me out back and stake me into the tree. But, yeah, I've been enjoying it. I know there's two different types of players of the Kingdom Hearts 3 so far. There's the, I've played all the games. What the heck is happening? And then I've never played any of the games. And what the heck is happening? So, you got the two different camps going on. In regards to Retro Death Row's question and what do I think about the art style of the Link's Awakening there, I like it. It's kind of chibi style, but I think it's fitting for what it is. I like the fact that it's not a square grid, that the camera moves with you as you go, which I think is going to be a fun aspect to that. I think it's graphically awesome. A lot of people's big critics was they don't like the way Link looks. A lot of people said the same crap about Wind Waker, and it grew on them and they learned to love it. So I think once people get going into it, that's going to fade away and they're really going to enjoy it for what it's worth, not just I saw 20 seconds and I'm already going to pick it apart. I think it's going to be great.
Now, for me, for example, I'm not a huge Zelda fan, but I have to say, that overhead view that they showed on the game, it looks okay versus the 3D when you play Breath of the Wild. I don't know how a person can play Breath of the Wild or the Wind Waker and go back to that overhead 2D, 3/4 view and just go up, down, left, right. I mean, once you're in that world that you can go anywhere, why the fuck would you want to be secluded?
Unpopular opinion. I think it's going to be better than Breath of the Wild, but that's my own personal opinion.
Not even
that's
close.
just me.
Unpopular opinion.
Yes.
Overhead viewers or side scrollers that they turn into 3D games suck. That's my unpopular opinion.
Nice.
Screw every game, and I've said that before, and I'll say it again. Screw every game that they turn from a platformer or top-down view
hey, Deuce,
and turned it into a 3D.
Metroid Prime 1, okay? I'm gonna come back full circle every time on that. Sorry, not sorry.
I got an unpopular that's gonna piss everybody off.
Go right ahead.
All right, we're gonna go back for a second to PlayStation 5 and the possibility of it not having a disk drive, also being backwards compatible from PlayStation 1 all the way to PlayStation 4. I say good. I don't want a disk drive. I want a digital copy of all the games. As many of them as I'm going to buy, I want a 1 terabyte PlayStation 5, and I want all the games digital, where I can swap them out just like the PS4 with the library.
But what if you already own an entire library of PlayStation 1 and 2 games and stuff like that?
But I don't.
You have to rebuy them,
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That would be the kicker to it, You'd be rebuying a license, correct?
Here's what some of the new developers are doing that have retro consoles that they're remaking more modern. Is they're taking those retro consoles and you can actually put your cartridge in and copy that to digital format.
Really?
And so that you're backing up. So I'm wondering if PlayStation 5 has something like that in mind, where you can buy a disk drive for it, and instead of actually playing from the disk, it rips the disk into an ISO, and you play from
That's
the
interesting.
I don't see it
Yeah,
money-wise.
No way. Because that's the start again of doing it's all copyright. Yeah, you own the game, but then you got, oh shit, I got this file.
Yeah.
Hey Joe, you want a copy of Metroid? And
Yeah,
that's it.
that's true.
That's how
Well,
it starts.
my guess is that it'll be internal storage, not.
Hackers will rip it to
Go to bed now.
shreds.
Oh,
Just make it have a slot.
PlayStation, let me put any damn game I physically own in it, and I just that would be my ultimate dream. Like PS1, you can play that already on PlayStation 3, despite that it's got all the encryption crap, which makes it a bitch for streaming. But PlayStation 2, I've not seen anything unless you've got the original fat PS3 that will play the PS2. So at least give me the PS3. But in all fairness, give me 1 through 5 physical disc, let it play everything, make it my ultimate wet dream. Seriously.
I mean, I like that they want to make it backwards compatible. I agree with that. I mean, shit, if you have older generation games that you still play, I mean, I still play Parappa the fucking Rapper on the old PlayStation 1. Great game. I'm not going to say it's not. Shut up, PC. Anyway, but for me, I like that. It's not. That's my unpopular opinion.
Jeez, listen to shit. Look out. You can't handle it. You can't handle the truth.
You can't handle Parappa the Rapper, buddy.
Pause that just right and you get the upskirt shot.
Dragging them cameras, hey.
Oh, shit.
Drag them.
So, for me, go back to it. I mean, backwards compatibility, I agree. It should be. Every console newer console that comes out should have that backwards compatibility, because once you go to the newer console, you're not going to buy the fucking older console. The older console will be just stored away. So just the backwards compatibility will just generate more money for those video game companies. I mean,
I tried to slam my Nintendo 64 cartridge into a GameCube. It just didn't work. It pissed me off.
Yeah, like I got a PS3 and a PS4 sitting right here. It'd be nice to just have one machine instead of both.
Even my 2-year-old believes in backwards compatibility. He tried to put a freaking Wii U game on my PS3. Even he gets the idea, but it didn't work.
Oh man.
All right, so let's get to it. Let's get to the popular opinions. T-Sleaze, is here. So come on, T-Sleaze, you got to be the first one. Bring it out. Unpopular opinion time. Roll it out, kid.
Unpopular opinion?
Yeah.
You really want my unpopular opinion? Shit.
Shoot it away there.
Shit. Unpopular opinion. Well, I already went into one. Kingdom Hearts fucking sucks, okay? I don't care who the hell says what. 10 years for that? Good Lord. Go back to fucking bed, would you? Let's see. Unpopular opinion. Let me see. Let's think of another one here. Resident Evil 2 Remake sucks. Give me a goddamn fucking break, dude. What? You know how much money they just made off you fucking buffoons? Huh? Good Lord. Good Lord.
Yeah, they're laughing all the way to the bank.
They are laughing.
It's like the conference table. Like, hey, what should we do? I don't know. Creative new games, new IPs. And the third guy's like, remake the same guy, gets thrown out the window. It's that conference meme guy. I'm telling you.
Hey, one more unpopular opinion for you. Fuck Will Smith as the fucking genie in Aladdin. What?
Thank you.
No. No.
Thank you.
No. He was all done after he played the drunken superhero, okay? I'm sorry. Lost all credibility with me, brother.
I still like to get jiggy with it. I'm just sorry, whatever.
Jay, I'll get down. Hey, I'll get down with the music now. You know what I mean? It's for the look. I don't like it. All right?
I like the first Men in Black. The first one. I think he's a great actor. Welcome to Earth, pal. It's the alien. Come on.
After that, it kind of got weird, man.
Aren't they making another one now, I believe? Another version, another Men in Black movie? Isn't that true?
I think so.
Yeah, I believe so.
But, hey, one thing I do want to talk about, though, is the new Ghostbusters, man.
Yes, they're making
Confirmed.
another movie. Yes.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
That totally took me by surprise.
Yeah,
I love it, and they're putting it back in the fans' hands too. I love it. I love what they're doing with it all.
Yeah, who's the guy that's doing that? Is it Jason Reitman?
Yeah, I believe it is.
I'm not sure. I think yes. I think it's right. I'm not exactly sure, but I know that the females are in an uproar.
Yeah, the panties are in a bunch. Yep.
See, I didn't have a problem with the last one being cast as female actresses. the problem I had was the shitty storyline and the scripts that were handed to them. They could have had gold handed to them, but instead you got Harold Ramis rolling in his grave upstairs. I'm just like, come on, man.
I think it was too comedic. I remember. So here's my take on the whole Ghostbusters, and I have this debate with a lot of different people. When I was a kid, Ghostbusters was scary, and like you guys can say what you want, but as a kid, I can remember the library scene.
Oh yeah.
Dude, even the marshmallow, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it wasn't
cool
Scooby-Doo,
but still,
it was
like,
Ghostbusters.
In the back of your head, you were scared shitless. You were like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I
Slime was
mean?
coming
like,
at you and shit. Yeah.
Slime, right.
Yeah.
You know, and now, like, watching that, like, as a kid, I don't think I would be scared. Like, I think it's too unbelievable, and it's just too, I don't know, it just throws me off. Maybe it's because of the original, I'm not really too sure, but it just didn't do it for me. Like, it was just, I think they were trying to be too comedic with it, as to where, like, back in the 80s, Bill Murray, like, that kind of comedy, that, like, undertoned kind of, you know what I mean, halfway in, halfway out, was a little bit more
but not
fitting to the story, I think.
Very
you know?
true. Yep.
You know, and then having Thor as the hunk, fucking, they all wanted to fuck him.
Yeah, but they made him like a stupid Janine, and Janine wasn't stupid, and I'm like,
and
nobody's
the
that
secretary was
fucking
ugly,
stupid.
right? And it's like,
Nobody's that stupid. Come on.
Yeah, that was.
I thought Janine was hot.
That was an ugly.
I only hope my one thing is I hope that now Rick Moranis is still alive, right? He kicked.
Yeah, he's
I
still
don't-
alive.
He won't come back.
I hope that they get him in this. You know, he said that was one movie he would come back and do, was Ghostbusters. So
That would be cool.
because he hasn't done, I don't think he's done a movie since.
No, he hasn't
It's been
since
a while.
his wife passed because he wanted to focus
since
on
his
his
wife
kids.
passed. I know it's been very selective, but he did say that he would do, if the Ghostbusters cast came back, he would do it.
I think he'll want to see a script first before he agrees to do
Great.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
Very
hey
true.
man, the small preview they got of opening that barn and finding I mean, that was pretty badass, dude. I mean,
Just keep it back to the simple proton packs and the freaking capture thing. I don't need 7 different variations like I'm playing a freaking Halo game. Simplify.
I hope
Keep
they
it
come
old
back
school.
washed up, old, over the hill. You know what I mean? And just badass.
Wait, TC, I got a question for you then.
All right.
Talking about Will Smith with the genie, I agree with you there. But what do you think about the Bad Boys 3?
That's a movie that I'm looking forward to.
I think that's gonna be good, man. I think that's gonna be real good.
As Bad Boys 1 came out, I remember I was probably like 10. I don't even remember how old I was. I was a little young. Then when Bad Boys 2 came out, I was a little older.
Yeah.
I think they had the same director
I
coming
remember
back for
I
it.
used to love Ecstasy back in the day. So
yeah.
now this should be good. It should be good because
I
I mean, they're all getting Martin Lawrence. They're all getting older now. So
I think isn't the same director coming back to help him out to do all this again? I thought I saw something like that.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same. Or is it not? I'm pretty sure it's the same everything, right?
I
Who
think
was
so.
it before? Was it like, I thought it was like Michael Bay or one of those guys that
One of
does
the big
action
things,
films.
yeah, that did
Yeah.
that. That did Bad Boys. James Michael Cameron or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm
But you know what?
stoked with that.
I don't have a problem with that because, you know, I mean, if they do anything anywhere near as well as they did with the first two, it's going to be just a hype.
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
It's a pure fire coming
Well,
out of the mouth.
they're also great friends, and they have been over the years, and they're a bunch of chuckleheads. So that's gonna obviously leak onto the movie, and it's gonna come off as great. So I see it being good.
True.
Yep.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Stevie boy, you got your unpopular opinion. Let's hear it, buddy.
This is actually not my unpopular opinion, but I had posted kind of a call out over on my own page asking people to share theirs, and this is one that really got me thinking, and I want to hear some from you guys before I chime in. But this was actually posted by a guy that I work with, and who is a gamer that I respect a lot. But this is what he said: he says Nintendo is made for kids. And then he says, I still want to Switch, but historically, I feel like they've been more appealing to kids.
I
And
agree.
then he went on to say, what was
So
it here? The characters that are associated with it remind me of when I was a child. He says, I would play the heck out of Mario Odyssey, but Mario Odyssey is a kid's game.
Yeah.
What
You
do
know
you
what?
guys think?
I agree. He's absolutely right. I agree. It's marketed really. I mean, there's a couple of games, but yeah, a lot of their first party title games are really more, family friendly. Mario Party,
Hey, shithead.
You know?
Last I checked, video games are for kids. It's all kid shit. So what are we like labeling? This is childish and this isn't. Last I checked, 40-year-olds that have to live vicariously through a video game character. Okay,
I'm a big kid with a big
wallet. Let's be
so
real now. You're a child. Say what
big
you want,
kid,
dude.
big
But the
wallet,
reality
take my money.
is, some people, like, we live in a world now where they like to pretend, and they put on cloaks and they put on masks, and the reality is, it's all childish shit. Give me a goddamn break, dude.
Let me put on my mask, fucko. All right.
There you go.
You know,
there we go. See,
mysterious
my thing
mask
is
come
break.
on now.
You know the people.
is,
The
like,
people that say that.
Yeah.
Have them play Nintendo. They suck at it.
That's it. I'm
right? I've
fucking
dealt
kid
with these
again.
people my whole life. Trust me.
I'm a
I
fucking
was the
kid
kid
again.
with the GameCube. All right. I was that kid, dude, with the GameCube that used to get fucking picked on, dude. Oh, you're a fucking tool. Oh, you're a fucking noob. You're a fucking this. You're a that, dude. Fuck you, PlayStation geeks. All right. Fuck you, fucking Xbox, fucking whores. Fuck you, Justin. All right. I'm taking my GameCube and I'm going home.
See, something that I think about, though, when he mentioned this, and he specifically called out Mario Odyssey, that game sold over 11 million copies, and that's not all being played by kids. I mean, I get that the characters are cartoony and that the settings are family-friendly, or there's not boobs flopping around everywhere and people dropping F-bombs or anything, but I guess and maybe I'm overthinking this, but I don't get what it is about that says this is a game for children. Because I'll tell you what, man, a buddy of mine that I know have known for quite a while now, the excitement that he had when he was playing Mario Odyssey, and every week asking me, dude, have you gotten all these moons yet? Have you done this? Have you done that? All the challenges and stuff. He loved the game. And I guess where I'm going with that is that I disagree with the opinion that just because a game doesn't have blood and guts or doesn't have, sexual stuff going on in it, that it's a child's game.
Great. I agree with you.
Talk to Brian Regan. Brian Regan is one of the most respected comedians in the stand-up community by other comedians. Comedians will say, he's my favorite comedian, and the guy is totally PG.
Well, it's the same thing with people saying that, oh, Disney's just for kids. Screw you. I mean, the same argument can be made for that just as well as games. So you have to understand a lot of these kids will eventually grow up to be adults like ourselves, and the cycle will continue with their kids and etc. And it's for everybody. It's whoever wants to play. And if you want to dog it because you're like, I would rather go do, no disrespect to your fantasy football. It's Dungeons and Dragons for jocks. I mean, come on. There's something for everybody out there.
It's I find it funny that you use the term, a lot of these kids will grow up to be adults. Do you have plans, Grizzly? Is there something you know?
I'm a big kid. The difference between me as a kid and as an adult now, I'm just a bigger kid with a bigger wallet. So whatever. I mean, I'm still going to buy the same stuff. I mean, to say that, oh, I grew out of stuff. I can't say that all these stuffed animals are my kids, or these game consoles, or these toys that I call collectibles. I'm like, whatever. I'm going to like what I like, and if people don't like what I like, screw you, or if you want to like what I like, great, whatever.
Screw you guys, I'm going home. No.
You guys remember that commercial in '96? The very first Super Smash Brothers. They're hopping and skipping
So
in the
happy
field.
together.
The next thing you know, they start just beating the shit out of each other. That was the commercial. And it was just like Super Smash Brothers.
Wasn't it Mario who literally kicked like Donkey Kong in the knee, and then just from there it was just grabbing Pikachu by the tail, and the song was So Happy Together when they were beating the crap out of each other? I remember that commercial. That was monumental, and I tell you, that sold 64s, and not to mention, of all the other consoles that were out at the time, it was the only console, to my knowledge, with the exception of Sega Dreamcast, because they had the 4-player mode going on, that was built into the console. No multi-tap, just plug in your controllers and beat the crap out of your friends. It was awesome.
Well, let's see. Disney is for kids, someone says in the chat room. Disney has a ton of innuendos as well. Benjamin Andrew Matlock with the say there.
Disney just for kids. And how many of the parents are dropping mass money at Disneyland and World and all the .coms? And it's not just for their kids. Go look at the stats, man. It may not be for you, but it's for a lot of people out there.
Well, I think it comes down to the fact that it's number one, it's entertainment, but two, it's just another form of escapism. You know, I think escapism has a little bit more of a negative connotation to it than I mean to communicate with this. But like, think about all the days you came home from work just royally pissed off and stressed, and you just got on your games and you played, and you felt an hour later you felt like a totally new person.
I'm missing something here, Steve. Do you mean that there are days when I come home from work that I'm not supposed to be that way?
Right.
Right, yeah. Sometimes you wonder, it's like, wait, was there ever a time when I didn't come home feeling like this?
Yeah.
Sicily, 1822. No.
Come home pissed off from working McDonald's, all just hot and sweaty and depressed, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put some Dance Dance Revolution on. I'm gonna dance my frustrations away. I did not care.
Grizzly, that is the cringiest thing you have ever
Yeah,
said.
I was not trying to look away. I was like, I didn't do that.
I think I was more comfortable when we had the still image.
I didn't have like a lip gloss with like the you know. Would you
I was thinking
mean?
you were a great
No,
ventriloquist, you know.
Here's a good question that came up in the chat by Ronan Rose. Why aren't other system developers making handheld consoles? This is very true. I mean, the Switch is portable now, but you know, we haven't really seen anything since pretty much the PSP. So,
Yeah.
That's why no one's doing it, because Sony did it wrong, and everyone's scared to do it because they're gonna split their market.
Well, you know, that's the thing is the Switch didn't split their market.
Exactly, they combined it.
And, you know, that was what the PSP was missing. That's what, you know, the 3DS was missing. That's why Switch is hitting on all cylinders. Even though the 3DS is great, I love the DS.
You want to know where PSP screwed up? Proprietary. Those micro little memory cards that were proprietary, and that's where they screwed up a lot. And their marketing was a little bit weak on the USA side, and I think that's what really hurt them. I think that was the smartest thing that Switch did was, hey, any micro SD card, and we're going USB-C. The combination of that and home/portable, that quad corner, you know, 4 square in it, I think that's what really helped. And if you noticed at all the announcements for all the new games, nobody's talking about 3DS. And I think that's why, as they said, RGT85 is they're probably going to make a smaller Switch version, not really a Pro, because they want multiple Switches in the house. And once that happens, you know they're going to kill off the 3DS. Even they just got to make it cheaper for everybody.
3DS is a pretty cool system. I just started shooting a couple games on there, but
it's like 7+ years old though. It's old.
Yeah,
I got an unpopular opinion. What the fuck is going on over at Tournament of Facebook Streamers in the Friday the 13th selection of the fucking game?
I don't know anything. Explain to us. I have no idea what this is.
So how are you going to have a tournament with Friday the 13th?
Nothing.
This is unpopular. You guys want to get an unpopular opinion? This is unpopular. Okay? How are you going to do it?
Me personally, the dynamic I saw over there, and this is just more to answer your question than to agree or disagree, is I think a lot of the players that are in the tournament enjoy that game outside of it. But honestly, I don't see how they're going to score it. I don't see how they're going to objective, because everybody, like, you go online and play it, everybody's a different level. Everybody's going to be a different player. Sometimes you're Jason.
I think it's fucking retarded. And this is what we're going to do with the Retro Revolution, man. We're going to have a Tetris 99 tournament. All right, we're going to expand it all over the world, international. We're going to call it the Tetris World Cup. We've got Gamer Co. signed on. All right. We've got Soy Septum signed on. Okay. We've got a bunch of guys coming in. We're going to have Team Canada. We're going to have Team USA. We're going to send the invites out to Team Gouldy Poo. That's right. Gould Gaming. Shout out to Gould Gaming. Investors, marketers. I mean, we're going to invite you guys. All right. We know you got a Switch.
Venture capital.
So let's play. All right.
All right. I like
that's
that.
why I'm popular.
Shots fired.
Trend Killer, I love you, brother, but come on, man. All right, save the fetish for the porn and leave the video games to real games. All right, that's my unpopular.
Speaking of Tetris 99, I would love, because they're going to be doing more added features because they found it in the code. I would love it if you could, as much as I love playing against everybody else, I would love it if you could play it just against your friends, like your online friends. That would be dope.
Well, that's how you do the World Cup. I mean, obviously,
right.
Exactly.
Party, right.
Which is a great idea.
Well, I get the feeling that there's more coming to that game because even if you go into it, even the menu is just bare bones.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I get the feeling there's a lot more content that's coming to that title in the coming months. I think they wanted to get something new and exciting out there with that Nintendo Direct, which they absolutely did.
They nailed it.
And it's the buzz of the community.
Well, and Steve, you know when they're going to do it. They're going to do it at the World Tetris Tournament there. They're going to do something there, or they're going to do a big unveiling. They'll be the sponsor. They'll have, you know what I'm saying, and they'll unload it. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be
esports.
Real
It's going to hit like
very
that.
interactive, online.
That could be an esports easily.
I agree.
Now, here's the sad part here. I'm gonna address the elephant in the room that nobody is realizing it's standing in the corner. It's an online game only, and when the console Switch gets really old and they take down the live service, that game's gonna go away. I'm gonna just kind of hit you over the head with that.
But I'm pretty sure at that point there's gonna be more stuff coming out.
Yeah, but with them joining up with Xbox Live now and everything, dude, that game's gonna blow up. Dude.
Yep.
Like, listen,
they might
archive
it there.
Tetris following that is around the world, dude. Like in America, maybe
it's like
Tetris isn't that big, dude, but in other countries, dude, Tetris is still huge, dude. It's
Xbox
how old
archive
is
it.
How old is Tetris now? I easily remember it came out in the
80s. 87, 88, huh?
It's older than that,
it was
too.
Before that, wasn't it?
Russia.
Noam the Game Historian has a great video on Tetris.
I was just pulling that up. I'm going to put the link in the chat.
And it was created in Russia. I know it was created over in Russia, right, by a guy, I watched the whole. It's actually really.
And
good
it was
story.
some shady business how Nintendo ended up getting it published, and they weren't supposed to the way they did it. And yeah, the rest is history. It's an interesting story. It really is.
All right, guys, I'm putting the link to that in the chat. If you guys want to check out that video.
Who actually created Tetris? Who came out with it? It's very debatable.
Oh, yeah. There was an Alexei Patsal, whatever the fuck his name is. I can't remember.
Pagitnov.
It's two different names of chicken and the egg scenario on that one, I think.
Right. Not really sure who it is. I'm sorry, my wife was on the phone for a second.
What's going to be the new NES releases on the Switch this month? Does anybody know? Or
no, when they did the Nintendo Direct today, it was just Pokemon. I don't remember. They didn't really mention anything about what games were coming out or whatnot. But I mean, even so, if releasing stuff, any NES game that they're releasing on the Switch, it's just it's just being brought over. It's another virtual console. To me personally, it's that don't mean nothing.
It's some kid in the basement coding and just flipping it to Switch at some point, really.
Most likely. Steve,
you know what?
Go ahead.
That's okay with me. I love the classic games. I love playing them on a real console versus emulator. I'm all about it.
It made me play some new games. Like, I had never played NES, wrestling, or hockey ever, and I played against Retro Death Row, and it was hella fun. And I have never played those before in my life until that time. So it's just exposing me to new stuff, which I think is cool.
Did you beat him too?
I did beat him on one of the rounds, and the funny thing is, I had never played it before, and at first I had no idea what I was doing, and the second time I knew what I was doing, and I ended up beating him, and it was pretty awesome. And I'm like, hey, I felt great, and I think I was
kick my ass when we meet in person.
I think he was playing as USA and I was playing as Canada or something, or vice versa, and I still ended up beating his ass. And it was, hey, he got one, I got one, we walk away fair and square. It's fine.
Yeah. So listen, guys, when are we gonna do a versus night, dude? When are we gonna tear this shit up, dude?
I gotta get my hands on the Switch first.
I'm gonna figure out a scheme, bro. Real soon, man.
Figure out a scheme, man.
Sorry about that. My father had called me. I thought it was an emergency. Unfortunately, that's why I didn't respond to what you were saying. We could do a versus night. To be honest with you, guess who's home this Saturday night? Oh shit, what? That's right. I'm fucking home.
Oh,
so
snap.
You want to do a versus?
Metroid weekend too. Yeah. I like it.
Who's all got Smash Brothers? Because man, I would love to unload on some of you guys. Because man, no disrespect to Deuce, man. I need a challenge. I do. I'm just saying.
Boy, you
Mr. I
just
spam the same
opened the
attack over
Hey,
and
you know
over
what?
and
You
over
can
and
use
over.
that finger to prostate check yourself, sir. Anyhow.
Hey, who's this character? Goat Boy?
Hey, I've got my
Go
own
for it.
custom avatar. It's a grizzly bear. He fights like freaking Samus, and he will just wreck you. And with the exception of one of John Hudson, which is a newer streamer. He's doing his stuff now. But yeah, he's like the only one who's challenged me so far. So someone's got to step that shit up.
Well,
for
yeah,
me.
because most people actually like to play the game and enjoy multiple like maneuvers. Well, so you just hold down the same button and press it over and over and over and over.
Hey, winning. It doesn't matter if I win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning. Vin Diesel, I will take that shit to the grave with me. I do not even care.
Shit.
Yeah,
Hey, when are we gonna
Bill
do that cell
Belichick
phone
said
game
that
again?
too.
That was fun.
Hey, Daniel Oldenkamp, Dan Camp Gaming in the chat says dual player Contra needs to come to the Switch.
Yep.
That's a given, man. That's just a given. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of surprised that hasn't happened yet. But the only thing that makes me question is that it never came to the NES Classic. Makes me wonder if there isn't like a licensing issue or something.
Oh, cut the tape and throw the
Yeah.
money at it, Nintendo. You're almost as big as fracking Disney. Just do it. Do it.
They'll get it.
Do it.
Hey, Grizz has got a challenge already by Darianne Warwick says, I'll take you up on that challenge. Ooh, we got
Yeah.
a little
there we go.
gaming
Oh
going on.
shit! Oh shit!
Uh-oh.
Hold up. Let me see if I can find my Switch code. I will drop that shit up in the
Sure.
chat.
Oh, yeah, Darian, I
you
need
go.
to my friend.
Where
But
the
yeah,
hell's my
TC,
damn
we
Switch
need to
code?
we need to run that mobile game we were playing with the rap battles and I know we had
Oh,
done
yeah,
it
that was
one stream
Brian.
together.
Brian
That
That
was
was
me.
fun,
I
man.
had that. That was
That was awesome, dude.
what
We
was
need to
this?
run that again.
Something City,
agree.
whatever it was. Yeah, I could put that.
I want
up.
to see
That's
if I could reclaim my rapping title. You know.
I don't know.
I see
Retro's
Steve's been
throwing around-
hey man,
I'm the- I'm the rapper
throwing
around
down,
here.
you know. He's been
I
throwing
think what
down,
we
man. He
need
might
to
win
do
the
is
title.
we need to get a segment with the Doge, right? The Doge does Tinder, right? So Doge comes on, he plays the game. We put the camera on, we make an account for Doge.
I
That's
think
why
you're
we
waking
might
up-
be
you're
very
waking-
interested.
You're
We
waking
start
up.
sending messages live, you know what I mean? So say you're really a dog, it's like, yeah, baby, I'm Cyber Doge. We play it all out live on stream every single week.
All
right.
You
That's
just woke,
awesome.
Tinder Tuesdays.
You just-
Tinder Tuesdays.
you just woke up
Tinder
the
Tuesday.
Doge.
Hey, I got
Get
no
real
problem.
desperate,
Smash
we'll go on
Saturday.
Plenty
Bring
of
it.
fish, dude.
Did somebody call me? Good morning, guys. Tinder Doge. I love it. It's the most best ideas I've ever heard, TC. You give it. I love it. Yeah, I'm on the screen. Don't worry. I'm there, you fucking retard. Pay the fucking attention to what's going on. God, I like that. Tinder Tuesdays with the Doge. We'll do some reviews on some hot bitches in this fucking place. And we'll tell the rest to go scratch off.
Both two-legged and four-legged.
We'll do it all, baby. We'll do it all.
Better hide your goat, Chris.
Oh, that's just bad.
Doge getting wild tonight.
Doge is ready to get those.
Yeah,
get those
Doge
legs
go be
going.
ramming my goat. This ain't no truck.
I'll pound her upside down. That's for sure.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Trey
That's a
Schimmel
place in
says, "What the fuck am I watching?" Doge, you want to respond to that? You're watching a fucking breakdown, you pinhead. What are you doing? Come
A
on
bunch
to the
of
show.
grown men who can't make friends in real life have to do it digital. Episode 101.
Oh, look at this.
Trey's the guy that takes the wrong turn and winds up in the
Hey,
bad
hey,
neighborhood.
Doge, I hate to tell you this, but Coy Connor is a dog killer. I don't know if you've been on Facebook over the last few months, but he's not down with the dogs anymore, man.
Yeah, I got some
Really?
PS5
Oh, okay.
Come over here.
I'll make him suck on my wiener, that guy. That fucking
Yeah, if you can find it.
I'll find him.
Hey,
You don't like
let's
dogs anymore?
advertise a free giveaway.
I'll give him
Stands up.
I'll give him that long
disappears.
sausage he's been looking for quite some time already, you know?
All
There's
right.
that summer sausage.
And someone-
I need way more alcohol for that. Oh man.
Oh my.
That is so funny. Let's see. Who else is in the chat room? Let's see. Adam's saying, don't worry to Trey, you've eaten some bad mushrooms. It'll pass. Robin Halverson Bertilson said, come at me, Browinski, to the Deuce. Gave out his Nintendo Switch code, so you guys can find it out later.
Oh,
Nice.
which is pretty cool. Ethan Woody saying, thanks for mentioning the Switch. Almost forgot mine. Easy at work. And Older Cam said, did anyone talk about the rumor of the Xbox Game Pass coming to the Switch? Did we bring that up about the Game Pass?
We did, yeah.
In the beginning.
Oh, in the beginning. And Benjamin Andrew Matlock says, get the sausages ready.
Sausages.
Get those sausages.
The sausages.
I'm going to cook that fuck when I see
Bourbon
it.
and bacon, baby.
Let's see. So what are we at? How long have we been on? Holy shit. An hour and 15. We'll do 15 more, right? We doing 15 more minutes? Or?
I want to mention one game.
Shoot.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, bro?
June 21st. It's my daughter's birthday. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. Crash Team Racing was a franchise I never thought I would see again.
I can see TC streaming that.
Dude, back in the day, I dug Crash Team Racing more than Mario Kart. I loved that game. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see that coming back. And hopefully it's going to be as good as it was back in the day.
See, my wife wants Diddy Kong Racing to come back. That's what she wants.
Shitty Kong Racing.
I'm a Mario Kart guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't see Nintendo double dipping on the kart racers.
Yeah.
I really think that they're just going to cash in big time on Mario Kart and focus on that one. But, man, Crash Team Racing, I'm pretty stoked about that.
Hey, plumber boy.
Mulan McNugget Source? What the fuck? Somebody wrote up Mulan McNugget Source.
Oh, yeah.
I love how sometimes we read the chat. You're like, what the fuck? What's just
right? Yeah.
Potato.
Frank wants to know, guys. He's asking about the Punch Out on the Switch. The only way you're gonna get Mike Tyson's Punch Out, dude, is if you have the old school, the emulated game, or the actual old cartridge. Any they have now, Mike Tyson will not be on them.
Yeah, it's featuring Mr. Dream. They changed it up due to copyright licensing. Yeah, good luck on that.
F-Zero, another one.
And a rape charge.
Rape charge.
Oh, hey, that's what really did it though. That's when they switched it.
I'm gonna fight you.
Tannis
he had that rape charge.
Yo, here's a good one Tannis brought up. I'd love to see a darker version of Mario Party.
Mario Combat. Yeah.
Define darker version because it got Smash Brothers. So I'm not sure.
Wouldn't that be Smash Brothers?
What you holding up?
That's what they wrote, and he wrote in the room. So let's see. Ethan Woody saying, "Great show, guys. Shop's closed. He's got to bounce for some daddy husband mode." Catch you later, there, Ethan.
Later, Ethan.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in,
bro.
And
Thanks for showing up.
Mr. G, the retro gamers enjoying the stream. Well appreciated. That's really cool.
Hell yeah.
And
what's the G for, Mr. G?
Let's see. So Jameson, he'll respond. Wait for that. And what's Jump Force about? Jameson Hill's asking about that.
It's a wannabe Smash Brothers.
It's a anime version, basically.
Oh, similar to what Sony did with their so-called Smash-ish like thing that never did nothing. So yeah, okay.
Jump Force is trash. Unpopular opinion
from the Deuce is Jump Force sucks.
Yep, there we go. I'm with you.
You know, I haven't seen as much buzz on that as I thought there would have been. You know,
all right, real quick, guys. Favorite streamer and why? And none of the gay streamers in the community that we're in now. I'm talking about an actually established, successful streamer. Brian, start with you, brother.
Me, I have to think about this. I don't follow a lot of streamers personally. If I had to choose one, let's see. I'll be honest with you. I actually kind of like watching Player One. I can't argue. Ty does some really good streams here. Hands down, one of the best I think I've seen out there. Very sociable, very interactive. Not afraid to say fuck you to your face if you don't like you. And me personally, Ty, I ain't sucking your dick, but bro, you're a good stream. I'll give it to you.
Shout out Player One. Chad, how about you, brother? Who do you like, man?
All right. I gotta be honest,
91?
No, fuck him. But anyway, I don't call that a streamer. I call that just a nerd in front of a computer. But here's the difference. He doesn't play any games. I love Ty, man. Ty's an awesome streamer. But, guys, I got to go back. And this is way before what we all know is going on. This actually does go way before that. So it's not just brownie points. Entertainment, gameplay, interaction with crowd. I got to give it to Glitter Queen Gamer Girl. And I know y'all going to dog me for that, but if you really do watch her streams, you'll see why I'm saying that.
Okay.
I love Glitter Queen. Joystick Angels. Check her out.
Yep, Joystick Angels, yes.
Deuce, how about you, brother?
one of my favorites, other than the people that I really follow, religiously within this community, since you kind of excluded that, and Mr. Mysterious took my answer, player one, because he got me into streaming. He was the first stream I ever watched, but more recently I've been watching a little bit of the Kingslayer, and I'm not a big fan of Fortnite. I can't stand Fortnite. There's another unpopular opinion. Fortnite can stroke off somewhere else. I don't watch it. But the Kingslayer is fun to watch. He's good at the game, and he's entertaining. He's in character the whole time. He's having fun. You can tell he gets the game. He interacts with the crowd pretty decently. As I understand it, he's kind of a tool in real life. I don't know. I haven't met him. I haven't
Bend
talked
the knee,
to him.
bruh. Bend the knee, bruh.
Bend the knee. Bend the knee.
Exactly.
How about you, Steve?
I gotta go with my boy Vince from Game of Co.
Yes, Game of Co. I like him too. Yes.
I love and seriously, no, I love watching Vince. He's a great gamer, carries on great conversation with the chat. The first time I ever watched him, I made a comment, and I think I was like the only person in the chat speaking English at the time. And boom, he jumped on it, engaged immediately, asking me about what game, because we were talking about collecting and stuff. And I just love watching him. I mean, the whole Game of Co crew is just the best. They've got awesome fans too, but I love watching Vince. Vince is my boy.
I definitely want them to come up onto the breakdown here. We got to get them on here very soon.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go Dr. Disrespect, man. That dude is a fucking nut dragger, bro. Straight nut dragger. Calls everybody out, dude. No bullshit. He don't play no games. He don't play the fucking this guy or that guy, dude. It's straight up, dude. Fucking Apex Legends running bots in the games. He calls it out. He don't want a paycheck. Man, he makes money. Yep. He's setting the standard, dude. That dude is a nut dragger. If you guys haven't checked him out,
I'll be right back 1 second.
Disrespect. Dude is fucking unbelievable. Kingslayer is kind of a tool. I like Kingslayer. He's established himself as a high-end streamer, but the beef with Salty, I think, really killed him. Salty kind of exposed him for being a dirtbag. But it is what it is. I mean, it's all, you guys got to understand, it's all entertainment, and sometimes we get into this whole toxic community thing, and you gotta understand, at the end of the day, when I get up in the morning, I go to a job, you know what I'm saying, and I have my kids that come home, and this is fun, this is entertainment. Some people, they get up and this is their life, literally. They collect a check at the end of the month, it comes in the mail, all right, everything's on a budget, and you know what I'm saying, dude, when the budget don't meet the trophy at the end of the day, let's just say, that's true in it.
My kids
but that's my spirit.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, there's nothing wrong with making your living off of Facebook and streaming and stuff like that, but
be entertaining.
Exactly.
Don't go fund me. Don't ask for money. Come on now.
I mean, earn those supporters. Entertain. Be an entertainer. Don't beg for money and try to entertain as and that's just.
What is that noise in the background?
I'm wondering the same thing. Her happy birthday?
Nah, I have no idea.
Who's playing the Disney favorites?
my wife's watching a movie right now. Sorry, and I try to mute it between things because I don't have OBS running where it clips a certain decibel level. So if it's not me talking, it clips it off.
That's all right.
Being that I'm talking, I'll go ahead and chime in here. So, if I have to talk about in-house versus out-of-house when we're talking Retro Revolution, if I'm talking in-house, I've got to give mad props to the Deuce's Casual Gaming. He's the reason why I got into streaming. I got to give a lot of respect to that. He showed me the ropes. He's been super awesome. His family is just rad. I love his wife, as respectfully because she's made my intro video. He showed me a lot of things, and again, I feel like I'm.
What?
I feel like I'm an extended part of his family, and I would certainly give that same back. That I feel like he's part of my family as well. I talk about him as if like I just came back from working with him next door, at my job or whatever. If we're talking out of the Retro Revolution grid here, they've been kind of on hiatus for a little while, but I like to watch the streamers called Two Mages. It's actually a boyfriend girlfriend that do streaming together, like Final Fantasy 14, etc. The other one that I really enjoy watching is Separify Gaming. He's really good. I think he's really down to earth. He's just going to talk his mind in that regards. And then whether there's two types of camps, in my humble opinion, that they either like this individual or they don't really care for it.
Over 5,000 likes, man. Let's talk about fucking an actual fucking like real streamers, man.
One coin only.
I'm sorry.
Is my favorite.
Not
I like
one
watching
coin, like
him.
out of this element. Like I see this every day on my face. I have to like unfollow for 30 days. You guys know that feature? I've literally done it to everybody because it's like I'm so sick of seeing the same shit. Dr. Disrespect. Like, dude, give me something different, man. Please.
Yeah. He is very original.
You got the mind. I expect you to be like, I love Pikachu 737 from fucking Taiwan. You're the guy who's supposed to give me something to go watch tonight, brother.
Well, like I said, Two Mages is not something that a lot of people know about, so I really dug them.
I've heard of them. But not
Two Mages.
So much.
I haven't heard about it.
It's a boyfriend girlfriend that do Final Fantasy 14 among Mario Party games and other things, and they're fun to watch. At least they are for me. So I'm sorry, I'm being not the extraordinary wackadoodle, crazy uncle here for a minute. I'm being boring and normal. Shit.
Now is he on Facebook? Two Mages?
Yeah,
Two Mages.
I've
Yes,
heard myself.
it's both of them. There's two people that do it on there. Like I said, boyfriend girlfriend mix, and they're really cool. So like I said, I've seen them do Final Fantasy 14. I am pulling up their page now. I've seen them do some Mario Party. They do a different mix. Sometimes it's just him, sometimes it's just her, sometimes it's a mix, and it's something different. They're not huge. They're 422 followers. They're not huge, but again, I like watching them.
Retro Joe.
Yeah, I like that.
Retro Joe is one of my favorite streamers.
Cool. You know what I mean? I need. It's like vanilla, like you said earlier about Johnny Cage and Vanilla Ice Cream, dude. I need something. Give me some frozen Greek yogurt, dude. Give me some fucking gelato, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look at Ronan Rose saying perfectly. How much Mario can you really watch out there? It's very true.
I'll be honest with you guys, and I'll even indulge a little bit into the brain and the mindset of TC right now. Okay, Mario. I'll tell you one thing. When I first started doing all this, right, I was so against Mario.
Down the rabbit hole.
Mario, dude. Oh my fucking god! Like, we've played this game over and over and over our whole lives. Like, but in all honesty, it's the one game that brings viewers consistently and will hold viewers. And for whatever reason, whether it's mental illness, whatever it may be, it works. And then we play the hacks, we do this, and it's like, I've strayed away from Mario 3 and the numbers are down. Like, I'm going to go back to Mario 3 next week to run another test sample, and I guarantee you the numbers are going to be back up. It's just one of those things where I think it's that nostalgic pull. It's just like, you put it on and it's like, oh shit, I remember that. And you just, and you kind of almost forget you're watching it, as to where Zelda or something else, you're just kind of like, all right, unless
that happens with me.
It's the same reason why the radio plays the same 10 songs every hour, because people
exactly. That's a great point.
Mario,
the slower games, unless you got a personality like a Player One or a Commodore 64, where you can relate to the people and keep everybody in tune, you're not going to get it. And I think that a lot of streamers in this community now, it just comes down to game selection.
Yep.
And it's not always about what you want to play as a streamer. It's what your fans want. And if you're streaming on Facebook, you're doing it for the fans. So you can't say, oh, I'm streaming for myself, I'm doing this, and then a week later the post comes up bitching about how you have 100 followers or whatever the deal is, dude. Like, it's got to be one or the other. And I think that too many times it's kind of the flipper and the flopper. You want to do well, do whatever. And the thing is, people do copy, but like
do what the Romans do, basically.
It's a switch. You either have it or you don't. Yep. Some people just can't do it, And as Grizz said, I mean, the two maids, if they play Final Fantasy 14 and they draw, that's their draw. I could never do that. I played Zelda the other day, and I was like the redheaded fucking step kid.
Oh, okay? You need to watch Princess of Time. You should see how she plays her Zelda games, man. She's on point. I love the commentary and how she does it. Right, and she's only 908 followers. See, for me, as much as I would love to get a lot of followers, I don't want to play games that I have no fucking interest in. So if I'm going to have less people follow me, fuck it. I don't care. I'm just going to have fun.
I hear you, but if you're doing something to be successful and to be a streamer and you want to be, see, my big thing, I think this is a great topic that we're bringing up. You have the level up, the level up program and all this. To be in the level up program is about getting views and doing this. So if you're playing a game that you like necessarily, do it on your own time. Why do you have to hit that live button? Like, why do you feel like you have to share it with the world? Because, and let me finish, and don't prejudge me here, because what's happening is the quality streamers and the good streamers are getting watered down and are getting pushed away, because right now we literally have 100 people that probably should not be streaming. Yep. And you could say, oh, TC, oh my Lord, who do you think you are? And it's like, well, I mean, I do this. I analyze things. I put many hours into this. I want to see everybody grow. And the reality is, I've watched people for the last year get donations and have not upgraded their setup, okay, that still run the same ship, all right? And that's not how streaming, the level up. What is level up? What are you doing when you level up? You're advancing. You're growing. So that's all I'm saying. And like, hey, listen. I'm not. Listen, I play some games that I like to play. Wave Race. Why the fuck are you playing that?
I watch that. Yep.
I like to fucking play it. I mean, it is what it is. But after a while, I learned, well, if I'm gonna play Wave Race, I'm gonna get shit viewers. So I can't bitch about it on the back end. I can't get depressed. I can't get upset with myself. I just have to accept that. And
I
get
no
that.
problem
Thing now is like, I see so many streamers. I know I'm kind of rambling, but I see so many streamers that complain and that, they want to grow, they want to be successful. You got to do what allows you to grow. And if you playing Earthbound, okay, I'm going to use that as an example, and you're the best Earthbound player in the world, and you bang it, and nothing comes out of it. And then that one time you go and you play Sonic the Hedgehog and you pull 1,500 viewers, and then you refuse to play Sonic, at what point do you kind of say, you get what I'm trying to say, Grizz?
Well, you're not given a realistic scenario, though, because you're never going to pull that many viewers with Sonic, because Sonic blows.
No. I get
Sonic sucks donkey nuts.
God bless him. Hats off to the
I've been trying to do
I'm
the
just
same
screwing
thing
with you,
that you're
TC.
doing.
I'm just busting your balls.
Sometimes I will play example.
Right.
I will play something like a Goat Simulator because it's fun and it's entertaining and it's different and it's just something that the people can react to. And I get that I'll throw spaghetti at the wall. At the same thing is also why I decided to go make a cheap green screen and take all my stuff that really wasn't pulling and I minimized everything like some of the big streamers do. And all of a sudden, my numbers are starting to grow. I hit a plateau for a while and my numbers weren't growing. And I need to get back to being consistent with my times and my days.
Just for the record, I was not talking about you at all, because I'll tell you one thing
that's
right now, Grizz, you're OCD, dude. I mean, you're one of the most on point guys that I know, dude. So I'm not talking about you at all. You've upgraded yourself, and I've watched you upgrade from a year ago all the way up till now. I mean, you're always testing,
and I get
you're always doing new things. You're a perfectionist. You won't even roll something out unless it's 120% correct. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm talking more or less about the assholes who every other month it's a fucking GoFundMe. Every other it's this. And they got something to say about everybody in the community, okay? But they never want to look in the mirror. You know what I mean? But the community is about giving back, okay?
Yeah,
we all need to give back.
And I want to say something, everybody to watching Retro Revolution, 65 of you here, is that when I do, and granted, I know I'm kind of the anchor spot of Saturday, and sometimes I do some calm, boring stuff, but To be honest, my Grizzly B13 is a great channel, but when I do things like my Goat Simulator or my Mario Kart, man, you guys are getting the 120% for Retro Revolution. I love my page, but I will always push it harder, faster, and stronger for Retro Revolution because I love my brothers and sisters here of the Retro Revolution, and I'm always want to push it harder. And sometimes TC will land a game in my lap, and I'm like, why is he giving me this game? And he's like, yeah, because I'm the fucking Yoda Master, and I know what you're gonna do with it, and you just don't know what you're gonna do with it, and I know what's gonna happen because of it. So
Guys,
I respect that.
I still see you doing Leader Suit Larry, brother. I still see that.
I don't have a copy of that. Somebody want to mail me a copy or a digital or whatever, you know.
I'll buy it for you on Steam.
Gift it over. Grizzly Brett 13. That's what I roll by everything except for my stream of
we'll be in contact, my brother. I got a nice road.
I gotta play that offline
pipe fucking for you know, a nice little a nice night with the pimpy Grizzly B, dude. Right?
Maybe I'll grow out the mustache for that. You know, get it real creeper. You know.
I gotta give a shout out real quick. Not to interrupt, but we got a share that popped up in the stream. I'm excited about this. Jesus H. Christ shared our stream.
I thought I saw it.
Thank you, Lord. Wow. He knows quality when he sees it.
Look at the time.
Wow. Okay. All right, we got a troll in the house. What's going on?
That's great.
Yeah, we're gonna have to clip that.
Punchy Gaming saying, "What's up? What's going on, man?" Punchy Gaming recently has been doing Chrono Trigger and has never played it before. And man, I had to kind of handhold him for a little while, and I'm glad he let me do that because I was like, "How have you not played this fucking game before? It's amazing." And you know what? Hate on the RPGs all you fucking want. Chrono Trigger is the best goddamn game ever made. I don't care what your opinions are. Mic drop.
Chrono was good. I'll give you that.
All right.
Guys.
Well, listen up, guys. Unfortunately, we all have family duties. I got daddy duties. I got to help the wife. The kids came home. They got to go to bed. They got work. They got work in the morning. I got school.
Freaking East Coasters.
What's up, man?
They got school in the morning, so my time is done. You guys, got any final words you guys want to say before we call the stream a show and work on the next one for the upcoming week?
Rest in peace, Big Chrome.
Rest in peace, Big Chrome.
Man, that make me
crying
cry.
out.
Okay,
Mad love to all the Retro Revolution watchers and followers. We couldn't do this without you. We appreciate you all.
Very
But
true.
Big Chrome, man, go pour out the Four Loko.
T Sleazy, the birth of T Sleazy starts next week, folks.
That's right.
Be ready. Popped collars.
Come on,
baby.
Doug
Going
Bowser.
down. T
Right.
Sleazy.
Taking over for
Keeping
Reggie.
it
Come on.
easy.
All right, guys. Thanks for checking out today's show for Retro Revolution Breakdown. I gotta go because you guys can talk for hours. Thank you so much. On behalf of Retro Death Row, Grizzly B13, the Deuce, T-Sneeze, Redbeard, the Cage, and yours truly, Mr. Mysterious. Thanks for watching. Doge, any final words you want to say? Doge, where's that koi card? I got a sausage. I got the sausage ready for that guy. Thanks for watching, guys.
Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. 60 watches, man. God damn, we must be somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. And who's coming up? I think you are coming up, Mike, right? You're next up on the list. So stick around. Check out the Deuce's Casual Gaming coming up very, very shortly.
Deuce After Dark.
That's right.
Unlike equals one prayer. Well, we seem to have found Jesus. I don't know if there's a troll group in here.
Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
One like,
We gotta
one
have
prayer.
whoever's doing that as a troll, make sure you come back next time. We'll have more fun.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, did you notice he showed up and left immediately?
I know.
There'll be a second coming.
He's like, hold on.
Linda, is that you, bro, Linda?
All right, guys. We are out of here. Catch you guys later. Wait for the crowd, and we are out. See
All
ya.
right, good night, guys. We'll see you later.
Stand by in 5 for the Deuce.
Bionic Commando, ladies. He's coming in the butthole.
Damn right. Rhythm.
You guys are crazy. Yeah.
Go!
All right. We're getting out of the portal, guys. Have yourselves a good one. And we are officially out.